No, why?
PTSD.
No, but not. But why is it across the board? Why is depression and mental health a thing? Is it the food we're eating? Is it the?
I think the number one reason that we can really look to is lack of healthy social connection.
Okay.
Isolation.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And you say, well, everyone's on text, everyone's saying, but that's very different than this kind of interaction or a FaceTime or a Zoom type interaction.
Mm-hmm.
People are isolated. There's less of a community feel. People, I would say for some reason, people that were teens in the 90s and early 2000s seems to be especially prevalent in there. And yes, maybe there's something food related, but I think if we really look at the data, it's that people are isolated. One of the best things that ever happened to me was kind of emergence of this practice where first thing in the morning I hear from a couple different friends just good morning, and I always exchange a good morning. And if I don't hear from them and they don't hear from me, we're worried. And that's not because I was in a pit of despair, although I've had some hard times recently and previously, and they have too. But every single morning I'm going to see a text from these two or three people. A couple of them are in skateboarding. And we just check in on one another. And that's very reassuring. We're a social species. I could go on a whole, thing about evolutionary biology and the fact that, knowing that we're safe by virtue of belonging to a tribe, et cetera. We could say, well, does Instagram do that or does it erode that? And we could get into all sorts of theories, but it seems so simple. But the data really point to the fact that if you just have one or two really close friends that you can just text first thing in the morning, good morning, how'd you sleep? Slept like shit. Oh, bummer. What are you doing today? Just ask, what's your plan for the day? Well, I'm gonna do this, this, and this.
Because we used to get phone calls before all this stuff to go out and go skate and go do these things.
Or for us, like roll up to the front five at Stanford, Embarcadero, we don't want to make this historical. I told myself before this podcast, we don't want to make it historical to me. But the idea is that you can hear from people that love you and that you love. I'm not being sentimental about this. This is so core to our needs as a species. We need to feel, you got kids, and so this will resonate with you, especially like any other dads in here. Okay.
I'm a cat dad.
You're a cat dad? Yeah. All right, well, they need this too, but it's a little different.
Okay.
Cats are weird creatures. But,
Andrew,
I love
be careful,
cats.
bro. Be careful.
Do you have those nude cats?
What? What are you talking about? This is a G-rated show. No.
People need to feel safe and accepted. Like accepted for who they are. Like if you're the person who makes dumb jokes every once in a while and people love you anyway, you're accepted. Like those people. They might tease you, but they love you, right? Safe and accepted, right? You're not gonna be cast out for being you, right? This is so central to our feelings of being like okay in the world. And a lot of people feel isolated. They feel shame. They feel like no one cares or they're letting everybody down. There's so many reasons why people harm themselves, and they all come back to people feeling like they don't have any real sense of belonging or they feel that they're failing somehow. And
also, you just feel alone sometimes.
And that's okay, but it's not okay to feel so alone that you want to off yourself.
Right. Yeah.
That is not the way it's supposed to work. We are wired to be connected to people in positive ways. And I think that a morning check-in is unbelievably powerful. I know it sounds almost corny, but if I get taken out tomorrow, bullet buster cancer, like I want people to hear this because it's more important than anything else. And yes, you still need to get morning sunlight and do all this stuff for your physiology, but to bolster your sense of well-being and connectedness and guard against mental health issues, you have to be connected. And so if you say, well, no one's checking in on me, you need to initiate that.
Sure.
So I'll just say, I get a text every morning from my friend Tim, I reach back. Yeah. If I don't hear from him by noon, I don't worry about him. I kind of worry about everything. Like it's just part of the morning thing. If you live with someone, you're partnered, you still need to do this with people outside of your home. Checking in on people. It's not like, are you okay? It's like just good morning. Good morning, what are you doing today? Okay, cool. It's so vital to just know that we're part of a larger ecosystem. And I think most people don't have that. And they're going on to Instagram and they're going on to Twitter, which are wonderful tools. And there's a lot of entertainment and a lot of learning value there. And I watch 9 Club, I really do. I'm a subscriber. I teach on Instagram, teach on YouTube, and podcasts. But that's a very different level of connection. Comment sections, different level of connection. So the increase in suicide could be due to all sorts of things, but that social connection piece is vital.
Like there's so many spaces to park, and they chose right.
Eat your vegetables. Like and subscribe.